What's up, guys and girls? This is James at Lock in the Valley and Copy My Crypto, talking to you today about the wonderful world of crypto. It is a very interesting day watching sort of Bitcoin again battle with that 50 grand mark. More interestingly is the amount of new money, amount of whale purchases that we've seen today, and I'll literally show you in a second. It's quite staggering. Some larger market forces at hand at the moment, I believe. These are the first 26 coins I spoke about on the channel. They were like the OGs, the ones that I thought would do really well over the bull market, even with the ridiculous sort of like two huge dips that we've had in the past couple of weeks. If you'd put $100 into each of these, excuse me, I'm still holding them, you would be in profit for, I think, a staggering 32,000. That's including the 2,600 you'd invested originally. I left most of these positions, still in a few, but the rest are in other projects that I think will do better for the remaining bull run in terms of growth. And that's what I show on Copy My Crypto. If you check out Copy My Crypto, we've been up and running for 6 weeks. We are in profit even with this stupid dips. And honestly, it's a real opportunity to get yourself more information, extra information on why on coins I think are set to run and why I think they're set to run. On all the ones that I've spoken about in the shorthand, they all did ridiculously good runs as well. So worth you getting on, because when I announce a coin, it's because I think it's going to run fast and hard, and I've been right on all counts on that. So check it out. Link is on the screen. Anyway, guys, let's get into it. So Bitcoin is constantly fighting with this 50k battle at the moment, constantly. And you know, we've seen little bits of green actually today. Uniswap's on a bit of a green. Theta is on a bit of a green. There's a few knocking about on green. And yeah, we're starting to see positive momentum, but that's literally wiped away the moment that we see Bitcoin dip. And fundamentally, there's a couple of things I want to break down. So this tweet went out yesterday morning, and I quite liked it. It was literally just showing the total amount of US of tether that's been transferred to exchanges, and it's 2.5 billion. So you know, fundamentally, what's happening there is institutions and whales, or just going in hard, preparing to buy the dip. And there's been a couple of things happen. Obviously, the news about Biden was fairly major. You can't get away from that. You know, talking about getting capital gains tax in line with income tax. But then the FUD has then caused some sell-offs, and there is no denying institutions that are sort of ready and waiting to buy up. And we're seeing it. We've seen it over the last couple of days. It's been very, very interesting. I would recommend you follow a Whale Alert on Twitter, actually. They post like about money being transferred constantly, or purchases. So look, it's 3 hours ago, 20 million USDC just transferred from an unknown wallet to Binance. You know, 1.1 million sushi transferred from an unknown wallet to Binance. 40 million USD transferred from Binance to an unknown wallet. You know, 16,000 ETH transferred from Binance to an unknown wallet. But what you get in the picture of USDT, so 31 million transferred from the Tether treasury to Binance. And we're seeing it. Another 31 million from the Tether treasury to Binance. Try saying that 3 times fast. But what it gives you is an idea of the amount of money and amount of people moving very large sums of money in order to get ready for what's happening. And I don't know how many people are familiar with this, but if you actually just go onto Binance, if you've got an account, go onto Binance, and when you click on markets, go across the top movers, and what you can see are the purchases, and what you can see are the big moments. So they tell you things that are trend rallying, they tell you things that are pulling back, and it looks like everything is pulling back. This is literally live, by the way. So 7:40. All of these are starting to pull back. My assumption would be on the basis that Bitcoin is dropping as we speak, and that is why all of these are pulling back. ADA down is up, so that means Cardano is preparing for a pullback. That 6 BTC sell, basically. So Bitcoin looks like it's about to be played with again. Yeah. So we've got and this, like I say, this is live. This is worth you paying attention to, particularly with whale purchases and sales. So when there's a whale purchase, pay attention, because if they've done a large buy, it's because they think something's about to move. If they've done a large sell, it's because they think something's about to dip, right? Doesn't mean that you do everything they do, right? But it's information. Information is the key to success. So right now, off that trend, where we've got tons starting to have a pull, it's saying tons are having a pullback, and I've just seen a big old sale of Doge. I mean, big, but that's big enough. Seen a couple big buys in auto and Litecoin. Yeah, and a big buy in Theta there. But yeah, what we are actually starting to see more and more and more, and I have been watching all bloody weekend. I tell you what, all the flickering lights. Good job I'm not got any, what's that medical condition? I can't even remember. But yeah, there are now constantly every minute or two a couple big purchases across a number of currencies. But the key ones I've been watching today in particular have been XRP, Solana, Theta, and VeChain. VeChain, there you go. They've been big ones constantly. And it's been staggered. It's not like one person just happens to be the richest son of a bitch on earth and is just buying it all at once. Like, there's a lot of forces at work here, but they are buying staggered throughout the day. I would not be surprised to wake up in the morning and find that the market is mostly green. Because sooner or later, all this 2.5 billion that's hit the exchanges, and I will point out that while it was 2.5 billion hitting exchanges, I believe it was 1.8 billion leaving exchanges. So I think that was about 700 million. But even so, 700 million hitting exchanges, and that was just yesterday. It does sort of indicate that there are big purchases being lined up and being implemented. Some of these aren't massive, but they're big enough. They're big enough to make moves in the or moves in some of the markets, or slowly affect the markets. And yeah, it's and like I say, and it shows you throughout the whole day. You can just click on that and watch, right? But it is very, very interesting to see the amount of sort of big purchases that we are starting to see. Like I said, XRP, Cardano, there you go, Cardano, Theta, VeChain, Solana, and I've seen a trickling of Polkadot throughout. Though that has been less than I thought there'd be, to be honest, because I thought, looking at Polkadot, I'm like, that's a phenomenal buying opportunity for $30. But that's based on an assumption the market doesn't continue to go down. We may have another week of this. Or it may just stop tomorrow. And we might just recover hard and it'll be all green tomorrow. But the big highlight here is whales have been organising their funds all weekend in terms of making their purchases. So, smart money does that because they don't see an end to the market. So I've seen a reasonable narrative knocking about of, is this the end of the bull market? No, clearly not. It isn't, because you wouldn't have institutions going wild preparing to buy more if they thought the market was going to crash. Even if they thought it was great for 5 years down the line, they're not going to do that if they think the market is going to crash. They just buy when the market crashes. So, cool heads sort of thing. Like, it's they're lining things up, and there's going to be a lot of big moves over the course of the next 24 hours in particular, I think, and certainly the next 36, because the markets obviously crack open again tomorrow, like NASDAQ and whatnot. And it'll be interesting to see if there's a shift in this pattern when institutions are all operating again. Obviously they can operate now, but yeah. This was more of just like, again, it was me just talking and going, there's some big purchases floating around here. Like, keep an eye on it. Yeah, because like literally not that long ago we saw everything pulling back, right? So where was it? There we go. Pull back, pull back, pull back, pull back. Loads of them. Pull back, pull back. Ava, AGI, no, Dash was rallying. Dash right? No, Dash was pullback. Dot down was rallying, so Polkadot was dropping. All those things are happening, and then it doesn't take long before you start seeing those same coins with big whale purchases. Yeah, just keep that in mind. Like, this sort of FUD and this second dip and consolidation period is working to scare off new investors. So institutions and whales can get in at better prices. Don't let them scare you. Don't let these arseholes get richer than they already are. Okay? So VeChain, man. VeChain just, there's been so many big purchases today for VeChain. I would not be surprised to wake up to VeChain well over 20 cents. Last time I checked, it was like 17. So yeah, but that's it, guys. Just whales are playing with the market. Be careful. Yeah, don't let them scare you off, because fundamentally they want better prices on these coins because they know they're still going to run hard and well. And make sure your portfolio is balanced. Make sure it's cool. Make sure that you've got a nice balance and sort of equilibrium to it, because then even when they have these horrible weekends, you're not getting wrecked. You're not getting wrecked because you've got a balance to what you're holding. That's important, guys. And that's what I share on Copy My Crypto. I share my portfolio that has a balance. While the coins that I've spoken about, like some of these have gone down, the portfolio is still up. And there's been two brutal bleeds in the last 6 weeks, and the portfolio is up, and it will remain up, and it will keep going up because it's balanced well. That's what you need. And if you don't have that, check out Copy My Crypto, and you can learn. Anyway, that's it from me. Take care, stay safe. Bye-bye, guys.